All right, so watch what I do for number one, then I'm going to start asking you guys for the answers. So, like I said, if you'd already turned in and you know something you want to add in, then this would be a good time. So it says, how far did my cotton balls launch? So I'm going to give the range. My lowest was 4 feet. My highest was 25 feet. So I'm going to say anywhere from 4 feet to 25 feet. All right, and if you did it yourself, you don't need to measure it. You can say things like in this parentheses, halfway across the room. Use your own information if you want to, okay, if you have it. If you weren't able to make it, then you're using mine. All right, so there's no reason anybody should get number one wrong, okay? You should have that open right now and be typing an answer in because we're doing it together, so make sure that, there's no problems here. And if there's any issues that you have, you can ask me in office hours, you can, ask me now, whatever. If you don't know how to get to something, you need to tell me because until we get back in school, this is how we're going to be doing things. All right, so let me go to question 2. Which trial of your cotton ball launcher went the furthest? So for me, it's letter C. That's my mega launcher, and it was an emoji head. If you remember, I had those little tiny, they look like mini ping pong balls. So it was the mega launcher shooting the emoji head. And that's it. That's all you would have to write. Now, if you're going to use your own results, you could say the first cotton ball went the furthest. You could say the third one was the best. Whatever happened to you, you would write in there. And if you have a failing, if you're failing, with your design, you don't lose points for that because I told you I failed on mine. This first one I made wasn't that good, and I noticed that.
If we don't have our own results, are we supposed to be copying down what you're writing?
Yes, you can totally. That's why I'm doing this. Yes, I'm just showing you how to do it. So the next time we build something, if you don't know how or you weren't able to, you can still do the lesson. Okay. So yes, please use my answers right now, and I'm going to start asking you guys the questions. I just was getting us started there. All right. So that's number 2. Number 3 says, why do you think the trial that went the furthest worked the best? So the one that went the furthest is the one my mouse is on right now, number 3, letter C. So 25 feet. That's actually the record. I've tied that with another class, or maybe I had one that went further, but that was pretty close. And during that class time, that was the record for Monday. Okay, so you guys saw it live, and it's on video too in the folder. But anyway, look at the difference here. Look at how long the mega launcher is. I used paper towel rolls for that instead of toilet paper. So why do you think that trial went the furthest for me? So that I'm asking you guys. I'm not going to type it in there unless somebody says it, or you can type it in the chat box. Okay, so why do you think that was the best launcher? Just looking at the pictures there. And I'll wait for somebody to tell me the answer or write it in the chat box. So let me go back to the video thing here. Okay, Brian, so what I said was if you already did it last week, you can either listen and if you think you got anything wrong.
Durling,
yeah.
I was confused. I'm on the stick raft and I'm like, why are we writing this for a stick raft?
Yeah, don't do the stick raft.
I already did it.
Yep, you don't need to work ahead for the stick raft. That won't be due until next week. There's not even a turn in yet for it, okay? So like I just was introducing it. If you want to watch the video of me in a stream testing the rafts, that I did bring the rafts back with me from New Jersey. I tested it in New Jersey. You can watch that, but we're going to watch it next week. You don't need to watch it now, but you can if you want to, if you're bored of the cotton ball launcher. Okay, so thank you for telling me that. Okay, Liam, that's good. You're still here, and I'm just seeing. Yep, that answered that question. All right, so let me get back to this. So somebody wants to tell me the answer to this. Why do you think this cotton ball launcher, my mega one, the one with the longer barrel, why was that better than these other ones with the short barrels? What in your head could you think? And I put a little hint here too, that's on your paper. Was it the way the pencil pulled back, or was it the rubber bands, or was it the barrel? What do you guys think? Why would that letter C be the best one? Because it wasn't just the best one for the record, it was also the best one for the ping pong ball, it was also the best one for the tape on the cotton ball, and it was also it was the best one for all of them. It was the best one for regular cotton balls too. Why is that? Remember I told you guys, like the question number 8 is like, it's not about building a stick raft and a paper plane. That's not going to help you in life. What's going to help you in life is what we're doing right now, analyzing and thinking and comparing. What is so what is what do you think the answer is? Like, why is this letter C better than B and A and B? And anybody can tell me the answer right now. And I'm going to type it after you guys tell me, but I'm not just going to type in answers and without you having to think about it. And you can type in the chat box or turn your mic on if you know the answer and you want to share it. All right, so let's see what you guys are, is anybody saying anything? Okay, yeah, I like this. Samara said, all right, Julia, good. So this is actually, I'm going to combine these two answers. If you just said one of these, and I see a lot of you guys are writing it now, good. If you write about the longer barrel, means more control, that could be a good one. And then about the rubber bands being stretched back further. The rubber bands were bigger that I had to use for that. So yes, that's the answer. That's both answers I would accept. Okay, so very good job with that. Let me just type that in. So there's no reason why that somebody should not have the right answer right now, because I'm about to do it again together with what you guys just told me. Very good. So it could be that the barrel was longer, so it aimed the things that we shot better, and or it could be the rubber bands were stretched longer, creating more force. And I think and both answers are right. You don't need to put both. You could put either or, but I'm putting both just because you guys said them and they were both correct. We're creating more tension, more force. Okay, so that's perfect for number 3, what you guys just told me. All right, so I'm going to help you with number 4 because that might have been harder to see when I did it, but the worst one was that first one that I made. It was the worst one for everything except for this trial. It was the worst one. And the reason that it was the worst one, and it didn't affect this, was because the cotton balls didn't fit in the barrel. Okay, the barrel was the same length, but it was more narrow. Okay, the hole to put the cotton ball in, I had to scrunch the cotton ball up. I actually wet it. Even for the tape, it rubbed on the sides too much. So I would never make that one again. All right, because I know now that's my thinking, is that critical thinking and problem solving. I know I made it too narrow, but like I said, it's not a bad thing if you fail because that's what we learn from. Okay, so I'll put this one in because I could tell you that one easier because it was harder to say. So the barrel was too narrow for the first launcher, and that was letter A. Okay, that was the main reason why. Okay. Number 5, were you able to get your weighted cotton balls to go the same distance as the unweighted cotton balls? Okay, so you guys can tell me the answer to this. So the weighted cotton balls were the Scotch tape one. So was I able to get it to go further? I got it from the regular cotton ball, 4 feet to 5, yes. 5.5 feet to 9 feet is yes. And from 7 to 13 feet. Every single time it was better with more weight. Okay, so somebody tell me what can I write for this to get the answer correct? And I just gave you a big hint, and you guys can see it on my screen too. The comparing. Was I able to? You can write it in the chat box, or you can tell me on microphone. So let me go look at what you guys are doing here. Okay, so I'll give you time to think. Why was the heavier cotton ball better than the not heavy? And I know it's better because, like I said, I showed you the results, and I'll put that up again. Lily, that's fine. I know it happens. So yeah, you just keep coming back like you did. So if I'm looking at this picture or document that's in the folder, why is it better Scotch tape on the cotton balls? That's with weight compared to regular cotton balls. Okay, Liam has it. It looks like mass and weight makes it go further as it can push through the resistance better. Yeah, that's like a perfect answer, actually. I'm just going to copy yours and paste it in, so I don't need to retype it. Okay, so that one, very good, Liam. Let me do that right now. Okay, So it had more mass and more weight. And let me say yes, I was able, I'll put that first. Yes, the weighted cotton balls worked better because, and then I'm just leaving Liam's answer there. Okay, so more mass and weight made it go further. It pushes through, maybe the air resistance better. I like all these things. You explained it very good. So very good job there. All right, so nobody should have anything wrong with 1 through 5. Okay, so this is like, if you don't do this today, then I'm gonna have to email and say, I don't know what your child was doing during class today because we just did it all together. All right, so then number 6, why do you think it made it better? Actually, I'm just gonna use this answer. It's really, I think I told too much in this one because this is the answer for the next one too. All right, so let me just copy that piece again. So this is not hard. I'm going to say probably because it probably worked better. That's all I got to put. It probably worked better because I don't really know without retesting and stuff like that, but we don't need to go back and do any retesting. We're going to just use this because it makes sense. It probably worked better because more mass and weight made it go further. So I kind of actually overkilled that question. Really, you just had to say, yes, it worked better. I'm going to say every time. And I'm going to erase, if you put it in there, you can leave it. I'm going to erase that because you didn't even need that much. It was actually the second, or question 6 that Liam was giving me so much information. That was good. So 5 and 6 are now done. Did I have to change the design of my cotton ball launcher in any way to get it to fly further? So if you did it yourself and you retried it, you could answer it with your information, or again, you could just use my information. Yes, the Mega Launcher, for me, Mega Launcher design worked the best because of the bigger barrel, or I should say longer, not bigger, longer barrel and rubber band tension was greater because I had to pull it back further just because the tube was longer. All right, so that's every question there is done except for 8. But I've talked about this before. It's like I said, it's not about the building of a paper airplane and a paper bridge and a cotton ball launcher and a stick raft aren't going to help you for the rest of your life. But it's what we're doing now is that if there's a skill. Do you guys remember what the skill was? What skill are we developing? That's what you're getting out of this. What skill is being developed? So who can remember that? Because we've said this now 3 weeks in a row, and I even gave you a story about like how I problem solved at the comedy club when I worked there. So what skill was I using, or what skill are you using when we do this kind of stuff? Let's see, solving problems, perfect. Okay, let's see, Liam. Yep, critical, oh, these are the 2 answers. I'm gonna put both of these things down, perfect. You guys are right on. Isabella, Samara, very good. All right, so let me type that in because that is perfect. And I put that in like every single class. I've said those are the 2 things. You want to call it either one. If you just put one of them, you get the points. So it's critical thinking and problem solving. That you're going to use the rest of your life. And not everybody's good at that, but you can start getting better at it the more you do it. So like doing these lessons is hopefully going to help you in your real life down the road solve any other problem. Okay? Because you're constantly like thinking of better ways to do anything. It doesn't matter what job you have when you get older. Even if you don't have it, even if you married somebody rich when you're older and you're sitting at home and you don't have to work, you're still, these skills are something that's awesome for you to have. Okay, so no matter what you do, work or not. Okay, so that answer, every answer should be done now. All right, and I just want to go over if you had a problem with your camera, there's lots of ways around this. So some of you have this draw tool. You can draw it what it looked like. If you weren't able to build it, just draw what mine looked like. Okay, or put in a picture of mine, copy and paste the picture. Don't forget there's the screenshot. So like if I was doing this for the stick raft, watch what I'm doing on screen now. So if I do this, I have a shortcut down here to the snipping tool. But if you go into this, the search bar, and I put snip, and I just start writing the word, it'll just come up. And if you have that, if not, you might have a different way you can take a screenshot. But watch, so I do this,